Hello, my name is Constanza, and I will be answering some questions regarding the short film we saw today in class, which is called The Butterfly Circus. And basically what was happening in the short film was that there were two types of circus, okay? So we first set the scene with the freak show circus, that's the name, where people would come to the show, make fun of the performers, who didn't really have a performance. They were just there so people could make fun of them. And the short film starts with Nick, this limbless guy, and people would just stand there and see him on display and make fun of him because he had no limbs. There were kids throwing tomatoes at him, people would make fun of him, and the whole point of the show was just to make fun of people's disabilities or defects or anything that made them an outcast, a freak, if you could say so. And then there's this other type of circus, which we're introduced to later on, which is the butterfly circus. And here, even though people had disabilities or they were considered freaks to society, what the showman tried to do was incorporate those things that made them unique and put on an act that would glorify those things that made them different. So for example, he used there was this guy who was really flexible, and the thing he did was, okay, you can showcase how your ability is like a good thing. It's not something people should make fun of, but rather something that could inspire others. Now, there was this guy, Nick, who had no limbs, and we can see that he's very similar to the guys from the butterfly circus because everybody there came from a rough background. There were many people who had struggled before getting to the butterfly circus. For example, a lady who was pregnant and kicked off her house, another guy who had been playing on the street for a while and he was poor and homeless. And so just like Nick, they all came from very difficult backgrounds where they had been made fun of before. And then there was this scene where everybody was playing on like a lake. They were all swimming and having fun, and they didn't help Nick get into the water and cross the path. The reason behind this was that Nick didn't believe he was worthy, capable, valuable, anything like that. And so everybody subconsciously tried to help Nick by not helping him so that he had the guts to do it by himself and he could be aware of his own power and his own strength. Regardless of having limbs or not, he could just do it, and he eventually, after trial and error, he was able to do it. So that was great of everybody. So they were pushing him to do it by himself, and he ended up doing it. And then finally, in my opinion, a person's value is, well, first of all, the fact that somebody is a person, that they exist. We have the personality, which makes them unique, and their identity, which makes them unique. That is something that's just valuable on its own. There is nothing that you need to do to have to look like whatever. Everybody's valuable and everybody has value, and it should not be measured by their actions or anything like that. Just because of existing, we're valuable and we're worthy enough, and we should believe in ourselves. And yeah, I don't think value should be measured in any social system characteristic. So yeah, that is it. Thank you.